Hip Hop Weekly All Access. This is your girl Brianna, and I am here with the legendary. Am I pronouncing it right? Kawan
Prather, yeah.
Prather. How's it going today?
All is well.
Okay. So tell everybody about yourself. I mean, you've just been around for a while.
It's been kicking it now. I actually got into the music business around 1992, 93. Coming out of high school, me and a bunch of friends of mine who are the Dungeon family, we were lucky enough to meet Pebbles and n.e.r.d. and at a time when they were trying to put together something, and they found us and, you know, were able to let us kind of define a sound for ourselves.
Okay. All right. So how was it like working with, you started out with the Dungeon family, you said? Okay. How was it like working with them?
Well, I don't think we knew that we were working in the beginning as a Dungeon family. I think we were just trying to be creative and, you know, just trying to stand out. We were just trying to be creative kids and, you know, and make an impact on the city. I don't think anybody really came into it thinking or knowing what kind of impact it would have, though. Yeah, so it wasn't really like work. It was just like a bunch of kids having fun, trying to come up with new music.
Okay, so that's who you started out with. What was your role? Like, what did you start out doing?
I came into the game, or at least in the Dungeon family, I was in a group called Parental Advisory. I was the DJ for that group. And we ended up learning, all of us kind of ended up learning how to do kind of all the roles. So I would produce as well, I could write, you know, and I was a dancer. It's like everybody was like a utility person. Like everybody did a job, but I DJ'd the best.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my space.
Okay. All right. So being that you were a DJ, that's what you did the best. Right now you're known for that as being a DJ, but you're also known as discovering some legends that are in the game, like for example John Legend, T.I.
So I've been doing n.e.r.d. in the music business since 96, so about 21 years. And in that time I've worked with a bunch of people, from Usher to Outkast, Youngbloods. I signed them to my company Ghetto Vision, as well as T.I., who was signed to Ghetto Vision. I met T.I. through one of the members of my group, Parental Advisory. His name is Reese. Reese had a conversation with Jason Jeter, who at the time worked at at Patchwork Studios. He was the night guy at Patchwork, but he was managing T.I., and him and Toomp had already been working on some stuff. So he brought T.I. down to the studio one day, and he came in, and first day got on a record, killed it. Second day, third day, flew with me to LA to the Source Awards, and was kind of thrown into the real, like the Lion's Den, and he stood up. So it was like, just seeing that heart that early, it was one of those things where you knew it's like, as long as he wants it, he can have it.
Okay, so your group, you said Parental Advisory. What type of a label is that? Like a rap group or? Yeah,
Parental Advisory was one of the first groups in Atlanta actually to get a deal. Like we actually got signed first, and in that process, we got signed to Pebbles and n.e.r.d. and that's where I found out what A&R was. And Pebbles was the person who told me that, you know, this is something that I would probably do well. And it was coming from being a DJ. It's like I didn't really have to, like, I understood music and I kind of understood what made people move. So she was like, that's a good thing, and your taste is kind of on a lot. So this might be something you can consider.
Okay. So I see that you won a Grammy for your the Kendrick Lamar's All Right song. What was going through your mind when you actually picked up a Grammy? Was that your first Grammy, or?
Oh, absolutely. That's my only Grammy right now.
Okay.
When it came in the mail, it was actually, you know what? Because I didn't know what it was just, the box showed up. I had an idea, but I was on my way out the door, so I had it in the car with me before I opened it. So I went to the gym, and like the whole time I was thinking, man, that's probably the Grammy. So I went outside, and when I went outside and opened it, my homeboy was with me. He videotaped it. It was a lot. I mean, you know, when you think about the people who we watch on TV win these Grammys, like some of the most important people in our culture, and to share that's a big deal. So I kind of, I look at it like that.
That's awesome. So you're the head of music for Pharrell Williams' creative venture, I Am Other.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
So as head of music at I Am Other, I get to do a bunch of things because Pharrell is so invested in culture, and the culture's invested in him. Like, it kind of opens up doors for us to be able to do a lot. Like this weekend, we just came off of doing, a successful run at Complex Con. We had the n.e.r.d listening party, which was huge and kind of like visually, like it was an extravaganza of visuals. And it's just a new way to do a listening party. And we had the Complex Con. We did the Pigeon and Plain stage on Sunday, where we did the Be Great party. And, we were able to put together a show that contained, a bunch of new artists and a bunch of established artists. And it was, it was just like a cool thing to do. We had artists from everywhere on that stage.
Okay.
Artists like, let's see. Well, of course, we had our I Am Other artists, which are Watch the Duck. We had Watch the Duck. We had Bia, Cap G, and then we brought out like just friends like OG Mako, Buddy, LaKaylee 47, 2 Chainz, Ty Dolla $ign, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Uzi, I'm Big Crit, and Amigos.
Okay, so pretty much
it was lit.
Right, it's lit. Okay, so what is a piece of advice that you can give to the up and coming DJs that are trying to get into your shoes and take it to that level that you're in?
Let's think about that. What I would tell up and coming DJs, probably the same thing I tell myself every day, because I'm absolutely clear that I'm an up and coming DJ again. That you have to just be really aware of the rooms that you're in and play for those rooms, and build a style. Like, you just have to have your own style. Like, that's the thing that separates you. Like, I have a gang of DJ friends, and I feel like we're able to coexist because everybody has their thing. And in anything you do, try to find something that you specialize in, so that when people need that, they come to you.
Okay. Is there someone that you haven't worked with yet that you're wanting to work with?
Man, I've worked with a lot of artists, and I can honestly say I don't know that I was looking to work with anybody in particular, but I think that I try to just keep my eyes open to see new things and just to see people, because when you're in the creative space, you have to find people who your energy matches with. Like, you have to be able to really connect. And there are artists that I love from afar that I don't want to meet. Like, because I don't want to mess up what I think of it. Okay. Because it's perfect already. I don't want to work with them. They've already done it. Like, whoever they did that with, that's fine. Like, I want to work with people who I haven't met yet, or people that it just unexpectedly happened and made something great.
Okay. So, give us a memorable moment.
Most memorable moment. I feel like it must be, at this point, winning a Grammy. Like, that has to be it. As far as music business memories, that's probably the pinnacle so far, because it's something that happened for a record that I'm proud to be involved in, a record that is impactful for the culture. It was done with one of my closest friends, with an artist who is one of the more important artists of the time, and in our genre, and it was a real rap record. So it was just like, it's like a lot of things in that, and it wasn't on purpose. It was a lot of things that happened to get to that place, and again, and to get a Grammy 20 years in, it gives you that feeling that you can still be just starting today. Right. Like, so, I like reliving the moment of today is a new day and the possibility is endless.
Okay. So after, all that you've done so far in the career, what is your main goal? Like, what do you want to, see yourself doing?
My main goal is just to be the best father first. Okay. And while doing that, I want to impress my kids by being great at the things that I say I leave the house to go do. Okay. So when it comes back to them, then they can be proud of it.
And that's a part of your name. Yeah, your name too, right? Yeah, KP the Great.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, and really, That's funny because I named myself KP the Great because I felt like I wanted a name I could grow into, but also a name that anybody, it's like, it's just a declaration of what the goal is. And hopefully that could be something that inspire my kids, and they could, and that might inspire someone else's kids, or, because I feel like anybody can be great if they want to. So, I've heard, wow, oh, you think you KP the Great? I'm like, yeah, you don't?
Right.
I mean, you don't think you're whoever the great? Like, kind of, that should be the goal. We should all feel that good.
Right. Okay. So, is there anything else that you want to speak about that you want to let our listeners know? Anything else you have coming up? Any new projects you're working on?
Be on the lookout for the n.e.r.d album, Nobody Ever Really Dies. It's coming very soon. Pharrell's gonna drop that just on y'all head one day soon. Cap G, Mood EP is dropping. He's got records with Uzi, Gunna, Lil Baby. Like, it's one of those cultural records. Not to be mistaken for the culture. One time for the Migos. And follow me on all my socials, Kwan Prather, KAWAN PRATHER, and follow me on Spotify as well, KP the Great. And if I'm DJing in your spot, come through. If you hear me in your city, come through. It shall be a great time. Peace.
Okay.